Hey, what's up guys? My name is Moda and welcome back to the Mining Stacker YouTube channel. Today's video, we're going to talk about DIMO and their new flagship device. Yes, it's a new piece of hardware. It's the DIMO LTE R1. So we do have the specs of this guy, we do have the shipping window, as well as the price, which the price, by the way, is extremely appealing. So we're going to talk about it, we'll give our thoughts, just overall on DIMO as a whole, and why they are one of my favorite DePIN projects, period. Okay, so if that sounds good, guys, stay tuned. Let's get right to this thing. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with DIMO, essentially it is a DePIN project that is allowing you to monetize your car's data, essentially, for you to be able to own it and for you to be able to essentially profit off of it in the form of these DIMO coins. Okay, so very cool concept. A lot of potential here just because there's a lot of potential use cases, right? So that car's data is very important to a large subset of people, right? So like dealerships, they're going to want maintenance records when you need maintenance. Insurance companies in the future potentially, as far as tracking like driving habits, driving records, etc., etc. A lot of potential use cases here down the road. Okay, so you can see here, connected car data is valued in the billions, but drivers' access is locked behind outdated apps, and the profits are never shared until now. Okay, so very cool concept. So on top of the fact that it earns yield, it earns some of the DIMO coins, is just what it can do also, right? And one of the big things for me is the fact that it's a diagnostic code reader as well, because it is something that does plug into that OBD2 port. So this is something that if you're a car guy, you are very familiar, and it is very handy to have something already plugged in real time and be able to just access that error code, that diagnostic trigger code, and look at it in real time, right? So a lot of little use cases, and considering the price and what it does, and the fact that it has the potential to pay itself off, essentially be free and earn continuing passive income, extremely appealing. Okay, and for me, the biggest thing out of all of them, and why it's one of my favorite DePIN projects, period, is the fact that it's so freaking passive, especially in comparison to a lot of the other competitor apps. There are similar ones similar to this one. This is the best out of the bunch, mainly for that reason, right? You literally download the app, connect the hardware or the software, however you're going to do it, drive once a week. That's all you got to do. Okay, the downfall with a lot of the others is that you got to download the app and then you got to interact with the app every single time you get in the car. None of that here. Okay, you literally set it up that one time, drive once a week, and your rewards will be there every Monday. 7 months later with my experience with DIMO, never missed a payment, and it's still doing its thing, right? So extremely easy, extremely passive, and that to me is a huge thing and a huge mistake a lot of the competitors are making, in the fact that it's not so passive. And this new guy is making it even more passive again. So now this new device is going to be the new flagship. This is, for you guys who are familiar with the ecosystem, looks like it's going to be a little bit bigger than the Macron. You can kind of see it here pictured, but it's going to be the same concept, right? You're going to plug it into the OBD2 port. The difference here is that you don't have to mess with the big device of the AutoPi, which was big and clunky. Depending on how your setup was, you were going to have to either tape it onto your dash, do something of that sort, get creative with the wiring and tucking and doing all that. Not the case here, right? Especially for somebody who lives in an extremely hot climate like myself in Florida. Things with adhesive, like trying to Velcro it, that stuff isn't going to work because it's just going to melt in the summer, right? It's going to fall right off. This kind of solves a lot of those problems. The other extremely appealing thing, which initially to me when I had seen it, I was like, I saw the LTE aspect. So convenient, yes, but until you realize that potentially there was a fee or something, a monthly, subscription service. Not the case here. This is going to include 2 full years of that LTE service. So making it even more passive, because now it doesn't have to connect via your phone. It's now connecting via LTE, so making it even easier. Another big feature this thing is going to have, it's going to have a automated VIN detection, so it's going to make it so it'll pretty much interface with the car as soon as you plug that thing in. Okay, which again makes it even easier. It is going to expand the compatibility list as well. In the past, it was limited to 08 and above and then still had limitations. This one can now potentially, depending on the make model, go back as far as '03, right? So there is a little wider range of vehicles that are going to be able to use this guy as well. So extremely, extremely appealing. And then even more so is this price, right? So we look at the price now. Again, this is going to be the new flagship. This is not an in-between unit or anything like that. This is going to be the new flagship. And yes, it is going to earn as much as the AutoPi at the max level, even at this price. So the price is $169, guys. So about half the price of the previous flagship, which is huge, right? And it makes it extremely appealing. For any guys who are interested in this thing, I will have a referral link in the description, as well as a coupon code that does bring this guy down to $152, free shipping. You're just going to pay your sales tax on top of that for any guys who are interested in this guy. But as you can see here, in comparison to the Macron, it's definitely a much better deal because you're going to be getting 3 times the weekly rewards for just $70 more. Okay, so in the past, the Macron and the AutoPi was a little bit like 3 times as much. You earn 3 times as much also, but in this case, it's literally $70 more. You're getting the max rewards and also more card data and the convenience of having that 2 years worth of LTE subscription included. Okay, again, making this guy even easier than the previous models, which is pretty nuts, right? The pricing was definitely a surprise. I did not think it would go down to that point, especially considering that it is a much better upgrade, right? So a lot of things to like here. Definitely, me personally, again, I don't really like doing a lot of these like affiliate type things unless it's something that I'm actually into and something that I am purchasing, which is the case here. I am upgrading. I currently do have 2 Macrons. I am upgrading to this guy. I will be purchasing 2 of them. So the current existing Macrons, what I'm going to do with them, probably give them to family members or friends to help onboard them into a different manner. But these guys are the way to go. Now, as far as earning and such go, I can compare it to what I have done with my Macrons, and currently, even at today's current price, because again, I got mine back in December. At the time, right, you can see the DIMO's price action up here. It was at around 50 cents. So by this point, because of the price action, as far as the fiat value went, it had pretty much paid itself off then. But since then, again, we're in the bear market, just like every other project has had. It's been on a consistent downtrend, ultimately bottoming it down here. So even on that note, though, I'm up to nearly 1,300 DIMO now. So even at this current price down over here, it has still earned more than what I paid for the units. So now at this point, it really is just passive income and it's just stacking. Let alone if it does go back up to these price points, which again, not financial advice, but it's, in my opinion, extremely likely. A lot of potential here. DIMO is still a very tiny market cap. It is ranked number 725, only a $40 million market cap, guys. Like, it doesn't need to do anything phenomenal. Like, even if it only reaches a half a billion, 500 million, that's over a 10x, guys. That's the freaking 12x from here, right? Which is potentially doable. So it's up to you, though. And a lot of people are going to see the price action like, oh, well, it's barely going to make this. It's a lesson that we have learned over and over throughout this bear market. The time to get these things, whether it's DePIN devices, ASIC devices, anything, it's during these boring times, right? So like even before I got my unit, I fell into the phone one. That's when I got mine. Realistically, the time to get it was during these boring times when, again, people looked at the profitability and like, oh, it's only going to earn this much. You have to look at the yield and what that yield could be potentially worth in the future. You want to get in here when, number one, you can even buy it. Okay, what do you think happened during this time, like around the time I ordered? They sold out freaking everywhere. Okay, so they were hard to get. People were pre-ordering and waiting for months and months and months. Or they didn't want to wait and they went on like eBay and paid a ridiculous amount over. Okay, so during these lower times when it looks like this is when you want to get in and this is when you want to accrue the max amount of yield. Okay, so again, the guys who got in early, well before I did, or even way farther back, And a lot of them made out extremely well because of that, right? At the time, if you look at the fiat profitability, wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but you were looking at the yield and what that yield turned into with this little run here. And again, we're still in the bear market, guys. This is not even the bull market yet, so a lot of potential upside. But again, the time to get in is during these boring times when, number one, they're available. They're currently available even at a freaking discount. And hopefully we're able to accrue a good amount of yield coming into the bull market, where that's when the price action is going to matter. Okay, unfortunately, people wait until this happens up here, and then at that point it's too late, because then what happens, just like with mining rewards, as more people come onto the network, we're all splitting that share of the pie, so our yield or our rewards are going to continue to go down. So the best time to get in is during these boring times, these times when it doesn't look very profitable, because again, you want to focus on the amount of coins you can earn at this point, okay, which is a big thing. We'll see how this one does. In my opinion, though, for 169 bucks, or in this case, after the coupon code, 150 bucks, to me, it's a no-brainer. I have 2 cars. I'm getting them for 2. Chances are, if they're still available, and it looks like it is going to come out this time, then this is probably going to also be a lot of people's Christmas present, because again, it's an awesome, easy way to onboard people into the crypto ecosystem, right? So pretty cool device. I'm definitely going to be waiting for it, and I'm excited to get this guy in, get them going, and we'll see what I do with the existing Macrons. But again, guys, for 169 bucks, to me, it's pretty much a no-brainer at this point. Very interesting concept. We'll see how it does when it actually comes in. But I do have high expectations for earning more super easy passive income, which again, for you guys following the channel, that's been the whole point, is just continuing to stack coins. Or just stack, right? Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you guys think? Do you guys have any existing demos? What's been your thoughts on them? Have they been working out? Have you had any issues? And let me know if you guys are interested in this guy, right? So I know if you guys were on the fence in the past, not a bad freaking deal. So let me know in the comments, guys. What do you guys think? Please comment, like, and subscribe, guys. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I am out.